Hey guys, C-Drama Invasion here and welcome back to a new video. So I decided to do a little bit of a new series. So this will kind of follow the monthly reviews videos, but instead it's going to be first impressions. Just to clarify, the first impressions will probably be more on the spoiler-free side, while I like my monthly reviews to have more spoilers since I like to talk about the endings of the dramas. But I've decided to do first impressions just in case you want to check it out as well. And since these dramas are relatively new, it'll be easier for you to choose whether or not to watch it while it's airing instead of after it airs. It'll also be super helpful if I end up dropping the drama or putting it on hold, then it doesn't have to be in a super long video format at my monthly reviews video. So I'll be probably putting the on hold dramas in these videos as well. So we are going to talk about City of Streamer, Mirror Twin Cities, Memory of Encaustic's Tile, as well as Ace Troops. Let's start with Ace Troops since it's the oldest and technically it's on hold. And this drama is a drama starring Xiao, Zhan, Huang, and Chuxi. It has 40 episodes. It's a military action drama with little bits of romance near in the later half. Ace Troops really impressed me, and honestly with these types of dramas you have to go in with the mindset that no, there's not going to be your typical romance, it's not going to be super fast, and usually there's a long build-up and it's very character centralized. So if you like that type of thing, then check this one out. So once I got a chance to actually sit down and binge it, I thought it was really good and hilarious. There's just major amounts of friendship and bromance in the first like 20 episodes. And this is because for this type of drama to really work and hit you later on with the sadder war scenes, you have to really care about all the characters in the troops as well as the commanders and all the different rankings. It's also a good setup for later on since you know who is who and their ranks and all. I do recommend binging this drama just because I feel like if you're watching it on like a weekly basis, you might have trouble remembering the characters. I really like watching these super intense training sessions. I thought that it was nice that there was no punches pulled, and I remember reading an article that Xiao and the director was talking and he said you really have to get into the mud for some of these shots, and Xiao was just really a good sport about it, and the director was happy because a lot of actors apparently they don't like getting themselves dirty. They have trouble doing these scenes in like harsh conditions, which is very apparent. In lots of these scenes there's like rain and craziness, which is just wild, and I really commend the actors for that. It's super impressive and also realistic. There's scenes that are super hard to watch just because they're almost at the breaking point, without food, without water. They're just suffering psychologically as well as physically. A lot of people, including myself, wanted to watch this for Xiao, and I ended up really liking Huang's character a lot more, even though they're both different. So one is definitely more a rational person, which is Xiao's character. He kind of doesn't talk a lot, but you can tell that he's stern and he just really is probably the ace, you know, he's the best at it. The other guy is good too, in his own way. He's the hot-headed one, and I like how they bounce off of each other. There is a love triangle, but to be honest, I didn't like that aspect of this drama. If you're here for the romance, you're really going to have to wait a while. It is definitely not worth it at all. You're probably going to get bored if you're here for the romance only. I really want to commend Bai Lu for being a very good cameo. You can just tell how good she is on camera. There's scenes where later on, I think she comes back and does her cameo and continues that with the female lead and the male lead there. It's like a hospital scene. And when she's standing beside the female lead, Chuxi, you can tell how natural she is compared to Chuxi, who looks a little bit more stiff. It's just acting experience, and you don't really notice it when Chuxi is in her own scenes. But definitely when she's standing beside Bai Lu, you can definitely tell that she doesn't have as much acting experience. The only reason why I kind of gave up on this drama is not because it was bad, it's just because I should have watched it all in one go instead of week to week. Since I was so distracted with other dramas, this felt like it's just kind of slow and the same old routine. It was super intense and interesting, the battle scenes, don't get me wrong. It's just that once you watch like 5 or 6 battle scenes or them just being super sad and depressed for like loads of episodes and then rigorously try to fight again, unfortunately I got over it and it would just be too much of a hassle for me to catch up, so I decided to just drop it, but I still give this like an 8 out of 10. Okay, now to the real first impressions. First is City of Streamer, starring Jing Tian and Timmy Xu. It has 40 episodes as well. It's a romance Republican era drama. This follows the female lead who is trying to find out the truth of an incident that caused her family to basically become destroyed and poor. So she was once a very prominent family, but due to I think a fire accident, it changed her entire family overnight. And now in the present time, she's super smart and she meets a mysterious man who tells her to go into the family of the wrongs and he'll help her find out the truth. So she basically works like an undercover spy. As the surface, she is posing as the governess, which is basically someone that is a tutor, an in-home teacher for the 3 kids. And one of them is the male lead. So far, I thought Jing Tian is so good here. She's super mature and she really plays that I have a hidden agenda, I'm smart, but also kind character so well. I think her demeanor is so good and it just really matches her. I'm currently on episode 12 and I would say the first 9 episodes are super solid. It's still quite good, except it's not quite as refreshing and interesting as the previous episodes, but hopefully we'll go into a newer arc in the next few episodes and that will change. The costumes are beautiful, the architecture is stunning as well. I really like that they took the time to rent out these large buildings for the backdrops and these like really pretty pillars. I don't have photos, unfortunately, but they have like little carvings, and if you just look at the background of this drama, it looks beautiful, it looks classy, and the wrongs definitely look really rich. I think everything is believable, the acting is good, the entire family is good, and so far there's nothing that I hate or that jumps out at me where I get really bothered by. Maybe a little bit cringy at some points, but definitely not as much as your typical rom-com C-drama. There's a lot of slow background music, staring moments, but for me, I don't think it's that awkward in this drama since it's set in this time where there's not a lot of skinship allowed. Like, it looks really bad and the female lead will basically be ruined if she's seen like hanging out with a guy alone at night. So I guess in that context, it really does fit in because what else can you do when you're yearning for that person, right? It's also kind of a forbidden romance just because of this hidden identity thing, as well as her being a teacher, someone older, and him being a younger student. So far, I would give this an 8 out of 10 as well. Next is Mirror, A Tale of Twin Cities with 43 episodes. It's a costume shansha drama starring Yukee Chen and Yifeng. It's about 2 immortals. I think the male lead is of the merman tribe and the female lead is like the immortal princess. She was going to marry the heavenly crown prince, which is played by Cheng's character. Honestly, it took me a little bit to get into this drama, even though I had quite high hopes for it. And after so many delays, it finally came out. So of course I still had to check it out. And even though it does get interesting, I feel like the first 4 to 5 episodes take a while to get really hooked into. I'm on episode 15 at the moment, and I would still say that it's good, but it's nothing to die for. I remember shows like Ashes of Love or other shansha shows where I'm just like, I really want to watch every single episode. I need all the episodes now. For this, I'm just taking it slow. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not raving about anything in this drama in particular. I would say the budget looks beautiful, and especially for the CGI in the heavenly realm, it looks really pretty. I'm also happy that there's no amnesia plot. So usually when you do this reincarnation thing, there's usually like you have to start from square one where he tries to fall in love with her again, or one person has their memories and the other person doesn't, but it seems like both of them had their memories and basically all the characters do. So that's pretty good. The love triangle, I don't really think there is a love triangle, to be honest, because of how devoted the male lead and female lead are to each other from the first few episodes. Honestly, I thought I would be here for the romance and love every second of it, but I think I'm really into Nasheng's character. She's like that girl with the little ponytail, and I just find her really sweet, adorable, and super fun to watch. She's also the catalyst of this drama. I feel like she pushes the male lead and female lead together all the time and gets a lot of things to happen. So without her, not a lot of things will happen, since the male lead and female lead are kind of avoiding each other and trying to avoid this topic of they're basically in love. I think the action scenes are pretty good as well. Nothing too over the top where I'm like, wow, it's super memorable. But at the same time, nothing terrible stands out, like they didn't try hard enough or it wasn't cool. Nothing like that. So far, I'm feeling okay about this drama. I would give it a 7 out of 10 for now. Last but not least is Memory of Encaustic Tile. This drama has 34 episodes. It stars Lin Yi and Yukee Chen. Right off the bat, from episode 1, I was a little bit nervous because this is not my genre at all. I try to watch and check different things out, but usually whenever I start a romance drama, it doesn't end well because it gets draggy or whatever, and I always end up dropping it. But actually, I'm really enjoying this drama and it really surprised me. Right off from episode 1, you can tell it's a super cozy drama with the setup. It's hard to act like a high school student, but I think Yukee Chen and Lin Yi are very likable. Especially the female lead. I think the male lead is just standard. He's like a nice guy, best friend type of character. But for her character, it's a little bit harder just because female lead actresses or characters have to walk the line of being playful, a little bit naive, but still kind and likable, with being annoying. So it's easy to be very annoying or childish, but I'm happy to say that she doesn't end off feeling that way. From episode 1, you feel this neighbor trope, and this always gets me every single time. I think Reply 1998 is my favorite K-drama of all time. It's just the same cozy vibes. If you like Go Ahead or Reply 1998 with different family members as well as their dynamics to their children, the romance between the children as neighbors and childhood friends, just growing up in the same community. It's just super nostalgic, and I feel like even in episodes when nothing happened, I just enjoy the dynamics and the characters so much that I don't even care if it's going to get draggy. I think this drama deserves a lot of praise, and it's the perfect drama in winter months, especially the Lunar New Year coming up. I give this drama 8.5 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on these dramas if you're also watching as well. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And which dramas you're going to check out next? I highly recommend Memory of Encaustic Tile. I think it's a drama that has something that will appeal to everyone. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Let me know if you like this type of video format and if I should continue doing this series, or if you prefer if I just review everything in one big video at the end of each month. Names of dramas are listed in the description box below, as well as links to my previous videos. And if you do enjoy my channel and you want to support me even more, then links to my Ko-fi page in the descriptions as well. You can buy me a Ko-fi there. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.